Good evening. It is Tuesday, May 6th, 2025, and coming to you from Lonely Tree Media headquarters in Tacoma, Washington. This is the Best Slam Sports Show. And there's Ian Eagle on the call for TNT, TBS, True Sports. I'm not sure what channel it was. I think it was TNT. In game one, Denver steals game one in OKC. Oh, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Best Slam Sports Show. My name's David. I'm your host. With me is my son, Parker. Say hello, Parker.
Hello, Parker.
I mean, the crowd. You know, when we have technical difficulties, it makes it a lot harder for me to know what I'm doing.
That's
And
fair.
and also, I haven't been doing this for. Our last show was in February.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Had a little medical emergency, but we're back. Anyway, Denver steals game one in Oklahoma City with a gigantic shot by Aaron Gordon. And more importantly, a missed free throw by Chet Holmgren. You got to make your free throws, right?
They're free.
Yeah, they're free for a reason.
There's no reason to not make your free throws.
You got to shoot free throws well. I mean, I don't think there's any. Yeah, because they're easy to practice too. You don't even need a person. You just toe it up and go. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, 121, 119 was the score in OKC. Game two is going to be coming up. Is it tomorrow night? Is that right?
Yes.
Tuesday?
Is that right?
Wednesday?
Yeah. Well, it's not the Lakers. They don't give them 6 days in between.
It's
So.
it's Wednesday on TNT. Nuggets Thunder game two starts at 6:30 on TNT. All it looks like to me, all of these games are going to be on TNT or True TV or on Max. You can catch them on any of those channels. So big win for Denver, coming off their 7-game series with the Clippers, right? And Oklahoma City, who swept, right? So I figured they're rested, and OKC led this game for 37. What was it? What did I figure this out to be? 36 minutes and 14 seconds. From the very end of the first quarter, with 17 seconds left in the first quarter, they took the lead. With 2 seconds left in the game, they lost the lead. All in between, they were ahead. Sometimes by as much as 14. They had a lead of 14. I don't know, 4 or 5 times during the game. If we want to get into it in the game, I mean, this was Nikola Jokic at his best. 42 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists. 22 rebounds, that's a historic line. I don't know. 22 rebounds, anytime you do that in the playoffs, that's a big deal. He also got flagged for a flagrant 1 against Lou Dort. How did you feel about the flagrant 1? Let's talk about that first.
I didn't mind it.
Okay, it was a foul.
It was some tough contact, and he had been getting real handsy with a bunch of people for like the 3-4 minutes prior to that. So he was getting frustrated because, Lou Dort plays a very physical defense. He gets right in on you, and I feel like Jokic didn't appreciate that at all times. And then some of the other guys play the same way, and so it was a frustration foul.
I like that. To me, it looked more. I don't think it was intentional. I think he was swinging his arm around to hook him and get around him. But
that's exactly what it was.
But he did it with the elbow. He didn't do it with his arm. He did it with the elbow, and the elbow hit him right in the head.
Yeah, and of course, Lou Dort went down like a sack of potatoes.
Of course. He went down like a soccer player.
Yeah, I just watched the Indianapolis Cleveland game is on right now.
Yeah.
I just watched Miles Turner take a brushed elbow to the face, and you'd have thought he got hit by Floyd Mayweather.
Wow.
Like, he went straight to the ground covering his face. Medical trainers and staff all around him just so he could stand back up and shoot a couple free throws. What do we do? The NBA is getting ridiculous with people just dropping to the ground.
Well, I mean, these guys are all watching the English Premier League and all that, where that's what they do. That's how you get a foul, is you drop, right? I mean, the NFL's even that way, right? You throw your hands up and you fall down if you're being held. That's what you do.
Well, I don't think you fall down in the NFL. I think you definitely see the edges will throw their hands up a lot.
Right.
Right. You'll
Well,
see
that's
anybody who's on in breaking trying to cut across the face of somebody will throw their hands up. But no one stops. You don't
well,
stop what you're doing in the NFL. You keep going or you keep trying to go. You don't bail on the play. The
that's
NBA,
true.
soccer, you're done. The play is done. Everything is done. We are going to grind to a halt to deal with your trauma. And it's a little different. So that's where I'll give the NFL the credit is they sell it, but they don't clean to the ground to deal
Right.
with it. Maybe quarterbacks do. Maybe a quarterback who takes a low or a mid hit might
Right.
plop down, but there's no other position on the field that's doing it.
So Aaron Gordon had 22 points and 14 boards, also a double-double for him. 21 points, 6 rebounds for Jamal Murray. He also had 6 assists. It was a pretty Russell Westbrook off the bench in 30 minutes had 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Not terrible. I mean, he plays a significant amount of minutes considering. I mean, of the reserves, they played a total of 51 minutes. He had 30 of them.
Yeah.
There's only 8 guys playing in this game, and that was a question I had. I'm gonna have to look back to to back in the day, and it seems to me like more players played, but now it's 7 or 8. So when
you can only afford to pay 7 or 8.
well, that's
really.
true. That's true. Because I really don't know about 3 or 4 of these guys on the Denver bench. Um, but they have guys on the bench that just don't play, and I Oklahoma City played 10. Denver played 8. So you got what, 6 guys on Oklahoma City and 5 guys or 4 guys on or 6 guys on Denver and that don't play. And probably aren't. There's some of those guys who aren't going to play a minute in the playoffs unless someone gets hurt.
Sure.
I guess during the season they're valuable because someone's going to get hurt and there's going to be time when you're going to need them, but it almost seems like you don't need more than 10 guys on any given team. I mean, I know there's 15 or 14 or whatever it is, but I don't know. It just seems weird. That's my particular take. I don't know. I mean, how many guys off the bench are valuable in a game? I mean, I'm looking at Oklahoma City's bench. Alex Caruso scored 20 points. The rest of these guys, all they did was give the other guys time to breathe. Right?
Right.
A breather.
Well,
That's all you're doing.
I'm looking back at Bulls Knicks Game 7, 1994.
Okay.
Semifinals. And I'm seeing that the Bulls played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. One of those guys was 1 minute.
Yeah.
And one of those guys was 7 minutes.
Right.
So they really played
Effectively
9
9.
guys. Yeah, 9 guys who were over 10 minutes. The Knicks, on the other hand, only played 9 guys, period. So it's not crazy to think that a team's only playing 8. And this is just one game. I'm sure I could jump back into another thing and find out. But
I was gonna say you're also talking about the Bulls, who have probably the best starting 5 at the. Those guys are playing most of the minutes.
They played 9 dudes. I mean,
yeah, they
Steve
did. They
Kerr
still
got
played.
18, and Tony what is his name?
Kukoc.
He played 19, and
yeah.
Luke Longley played 14. But I mean, yes,
the Australian
Scottie
Luke
Pippen
Longley,
43, and
yeah. Okay.
Actually, wait, hold on. Michael Jordan wasn't. Wait,
what year was this?
Showing 1994, May 22nd, 1994.
I don't know. Playoffs? Is that when he was playing baseball?
Oh, that's his suspended year. I picked the wrong year.
Picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. Yeah. No, it's interesting. So also in this game, by the way, Denver, Oklahoma City, 33 points from SGA, right? 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He was phenomenal too. He was a minus 16 while he was on the floor for 40 minutes, right? So how does the guy score 33 points and get 10 rebounds and 8 assists in 40 minutes, and he's a minus 16 while he's on the floor? That means the rest of the team's not doing anything, right? I don't know, but that's not true because they had 6 guys score double figures.
It's not dependent on the rest of the team.
Well, it's
your plus minus is mostly your contributing stats or things like that. So he must be contributing nothing defensively,
I don't. Maybe
and that's all it is.
2 steals and a block, and I mean he did a little bit of everything. I don't know. It seems weird, but he was definitely the guy. Um, Holmgren, okay, he got 12 points and 6 rebounds. He was almost a non-factor. Lou Dort, right, 14 points, but 2 rebounds. Um, so yeah, I mean it was interesting, and yet they were out rebounded by 20. So Oklahoma City, that's those are the stats I look at. How many rebounds did your team get? If you get out rebounded and you have more steals, the other team has more steals than you, usually you're losing the game because you're not hustling enough to get to rebounds, to get the ball. Those are the things, right? Well, Oklahoma City had 11 block shots. Well, that's Chet Holmgren with 4 of them, right? And 12 steals. Okay, but they only had 43 rebounds compared to 63 for the Nuggets. Well, 22 of those were freaking Jokic. Um, he was amazing. And then 2 other guys with 14 and 13. Garen Gordon had 14 and Braun had 13. So they out rebounded them pretty heavily. They shot better from the free throw line. The other shooting was kind of a wash, 3-point versus 2-point. I mean, it doesn't really matter. What take away from this game, is Denver good enough to beat Oklahoma City in 4, or was this just a fluke?
Are they good enough to beat Oklahoma City in 4?
I mean, not in 4 games, but to win 4 games against Oklahoma City. That's what I meant.
They are good enough and lucky enough to at any given point beat anyone.
and
anyone.
Yeah.
So yes, they could win 4 games against OKC. I think that OKC didn't play this game out hard down the stretch. I think that they relaxed with a big lead, and that's something you can't do because all it takes is a little Jokic and a little Murray to stir the pot back up. And,
that's true.
And now you're in trouble again. So yes, I think they can win this series.
Okay.
Would I pick them to? No. Even after game 1, I still wouldn't pick them to.
Okay.
But they could, and if they did, I'd go, all right, yeah, makes sense. Same thing with the Warriors who played a couple days ago. I wouldn't pick
Sunday.
them to win that. Yeah, they played Houston and won their series. Yeah. I wouldn't pick them to win that series, but I would also not say that they couldn't.
Against Houston.
And the same thing now, yeah.
Yeah, they won Game 7 against Houston, 103-89 in Houston. And now, of course, that set up a 7-6 matchup that's coming up tomorrow night. Or tonight, sorry, later tonight. They start at 6:30. They already started. I haven't even looked at it yet, so hold on just a second. I know what you're saying. Hey, what's the score? Hang on a second. So the Knicks also took Game 1 in the Eastern Conference semis against the Celtics, right? So this is seeds 3 and 2 playing each other. Right. And the Knicks shouldn't have won this game. They win it overtime. They win it 108-105 in overtime. And just from the numbers, I'm going to tell you this, that Boston. So I'm guessing the reason Boston lost it is that they shot 54.8% from the free throw line.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Oh wait, no, that was New York. I broke Boston. It's New York that did it. So New York. This is why I'm saying New York should have lost this game. They were out rebounded, 59-49. They shot 54.8% from the free throw line. They were, I don't know. They were not great. They did have 10 steals. Now that's hustle, right? And those are things. Jalen Brunson has 29 points and 4 rebounds. OG Anunoby has 29 points and 4 rebounds. But you know what? The guys that did the dirty work were Karl Anthony Towns, 14 and 13, and Josh Hart with 14 and 11. Those guys are the guys that kept them in it because of the rebounding. You know what I mean? Those are big time players. Since Karl Anthony Towns wasn't, on necessarily, the other guys had to pick up some slack. But Jalen Brunson's good, but 9 of 23 from the floor. I watch him play, and I realize he's a good player. I get it. But I'm never fully impressed with Jalen Brunson. I don't know why. When I watch it, I go, Not like when you're watching Karl Anthony Towns when he's on fire. You go, oh, yeah, this is great. Jalen Brunson's like, okay. Right?
The problem with Jalen Brunson is that he does a lot of these, like, driving at the hoop, trying to draw a foul because he's a small guy. And he kind of, like, heaves it up, and then they don't call a foul.
Right.
And that's a miss, even though it's not a you're just kind of putting it up there.
Right.
It's a low percentage shot. So he ends up with a lot of those. But He was still 5 for 9 from three, 6 of 7. He was still +2. Shea Gilgeous was a -16.
It's
Jalen
true.
Brunson's more valuable based on the numbers.
Maybe. And the Knicks were outscored on the bench, right? 14 points from the bench compared to what, 24 from the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard had 13 points off the bench for the Celtics. By the way, sixth man of the year. Just want to let that know. Go Ducks. So, but the Knicks shouldn't have won this game. There was no reason they should have won this game. They were down 16 at the half. They were down 20 at one point. And then Boston decided they were going to score 39 points the whole second half.
That's right. Took their foot off the gas.
They scored 35 in the second quarter, but 39 over the third and fourth quarters combined. I don't even understand how that happens. But yeah, it's complacency, right? I mean, Tatum and Brown scored 23 points each, but they were 14 of 43 from the floor combined. And 5 of 25 from three-point range. You're not going to win many games when your two stars are, bombing it like that. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say that the Knicks shouldn't have won it, but there's just something to be said for don't take your foot off the gas. I mean, the Boston started the fourth quarter with all of their starters on the bench.
Yeah.
And it was an 11-point game.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And it's like, what are we doing here? The 10 minutes of media timeout wasn't freaking enough for you. You needed an extra 7 minutes of game time. They didn't put them. That's not full 7. They didn't put them back in until around 8.5.
Right.
So
yeah. No,
they played almost half the fourth quarter without their starters.
I don't know.
For no reason. That's mismanagement for sure, but also Tatum's got an injury that he's dealing with. Brown's got an injury that he's dealing with. Horford's got an injury that he's dealing with. And these will all be excuses, but at the end of the day, you gotta make your shots and you gotta stop them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no excuse for being up 20 in a game period at any point. Well, I mean, maybe if it happens like in the first 10 minutes, you score the first 20 points, okay, the other team comes back. I get it. But if you're up 20 in the third quarter of an NBA game, you should not lose that game. There should keep doing whatever it was that got you 20-point lead. I mean, that
Celtics
seems simple.
63 pointers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They took 6. Derek White was 5 of 16. Jason Tatum was 4 of 15.
And they only hit
Jaylen
15
Brown
of them.
1 for 10. Yeah, they only hit 15 at 25%. But 60
is a lot of.
At what point? Like, I hate this mentality of shooters shoot and they're going to shoot their way out of a slump. To some extent, I kind of agree. But when Jaylen Brown was 1 for 8, it was time to stop. It was time to stop shooting threes, buddy. Defer.
Yeah, start passing. Start passing the ball.
Start passing. Although, being fair, I don't know. He could have been 0 for 8 and then hit 1. And then, there it is.
Now I'm on fire.
I'm on fire.
But they're definitely stars, guys who are used to scoring, that are good scorers. They are definitely of the belief that I can shoot myself out of a slump. That's a constant thing, and I don't agree with it because you can hurt your team while you're missing 9 shots in a row. I mean, I don't know. I get it. You're a good player, but maybe you also have to have the awareness to go, hey, tonight's not my night. I'm not doing it. Let's find another way. But if everybody's off, there might not be another way.
Jaylen Brown's 1 3-pointer was in overtime, so he was 0 for 10, and still
clutch. He's clutch.
Not clutch enough though.
He was clutch. And they were 35% from the floor, Boston, period, compared to 42.5 for the Knicks. Yeah, everywhere but the free throw line. And like I said, the Knicks missed 14 free throws. And Boston missed 4. So Boston had the free throw line, but they obviously couldn't get to the free throw line enough to make a difference. Yeah. So I don't know. A good steal for the Knicks, right? You're stealing game 1 on the road. That's a big deal.
Taking home field advantage, yeah.
I feel like the Celtics are the better team, and maybe that will play out eventually. But I'm not going to bet against Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson in the playoffs necessarily. It's going to make it hard. I mean, I don't know. You're already down 1. They stolen home court advantage. All I got to do is win the home games, and it's over. So, anyway, let's go to today's games because we've got games.
One just wrapped up.
we've got games that well, one just finished crazy, right?
Yeah.
The Pacers steal game one from the Cavs, right? Game two, sorry. The
Yeah.
Cavs were ahead. The Cavs were. I was
Yeah.
watching in the first quarter, and I'm like, oh, Cavaliers decided to play basketball tonight, right? Donovan Mitchell with 48 points, 9 assists, 4 steals, right? And they were up by, look at this, they're up 17 at the end of the first quarter, and not so much. But the Pacers scored what, 105 points in the last three quarters, 35 points a quarter. That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a lot. This is the Cavs team with the best record in basketball, right? 64 wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or did OKC pass them at the end of the
Oh,
season?
I don't remember. But
One
at
of
least
those
the
two
best record in the
teams.
East.
Yeah,
And
one
and
of those are the two best. Yeah.
and now they're in danger, serious danger, down 2-0 to the Pacers. That there's no other way to put that. The Pacers stealing game one, anytime you steal game one, you're like, woo. And then to win game two, both win two games on the road is a big deal. Miles Turner, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Nesmith with 23 points. Tyrese Halliburton with 19 and 9 rebounds. It was kind of an even, you know, who would have? Did you have Benedict Mathurin with 19 points off the bench?
I didn't like him when he was at Arizona. I haven't really followed his career now, but no, I did. I would not. I mean, the Pacers are a good team. They've got really good core players,
Yeah.
but they've got a bunch of people. I mean, Obi Toppin was a top 10 pick.
Well, he was a Blazer.
Tyrese Halliburton was a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Aaron Naismith was a top 10
10
pick.
pick,
Pascal
yeah.
Siakam was a top 20 pick.
Oh, that's
Like
true.
these are all they're studs on their squad. They're just not TJ McConnell. Wow, there's a couple Arizona guys on this team.
Nobody in this game for Indiana played more than 36 minutes. That's telling me something. That means everybody got at least 12 minutes off, right?
Well, see here, this bucks that trend that you were seeing in
Yeah,
the Denver game where they only
I see
played
it.
8 guys, and now you're like, oh,
There was 11 guys played in this game for the Pacers. Although
I just can't believe Cleveland was up 119 to 112.
Cleveland,
57 seconds left.
and I was just saying this about the Denver game and how long OKC led. Cleveland was up 11-9? Is that the lead right there? 10-9 when they took the lead. They took the lead 10-9 at 6:40 of the first. So there was 6:40 to go in the first period. Held the lead until, oh my gosh, well, the last freaking minute, the last second. I can't even figure out. It doesn't even show you on here.
Oh
But-
yeah, no, because Tyrese Halliburton hit a 3 to
Hit a
win
three
the game
to win the game.
as clock expired.
So they
Yeah.
they held the lead for 36-6, like 42 minutes of the 48-minute game, and yeah, had some. This lead at the end of one was 20, right? I mean, to start the second, they were up 20.
Almost 20. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they were up 19 early third or middle third. Yeah.
Giving up.
Here's
points.
fourth quarter with an 11-point lead with 8:27 to go. Yeah, they shouldn't. Again, you shouldn't lose the game when you're doing that. But I mean, obviously that they took their foot off the gas too. But rebounds were even in this game. 3-point percentage now. Indiana with shot better from the floor. That was the difference in the game. But Donovan Mitchell scores 48. You're gonna waste that effort if you're Cleveland. I mean,
Right.
that's what he does, right? Scores points. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be really hard for Cleveland going to Indiana for 2. You're going to have to steal them both, I think. Otherwise, it's over.
So, but here's what I'm seeing. Like you look at this, it's a 7-point game with 57 seconds left after Donovan Mitchell makes his second free throw. At 48 seconds left,
Yeah.
offensive rebound. And then at 35 seconds left, offensive rebound. Like second chances
will kill you. Yeah.
off of missed shots. And then Tyrese Halliburton intentionally missed his second free throw, and they got the offensive rebound.
Well,
So 3 offensive rebounds are what led.
they only had 11 all
recovery.
game.
Yeah, well, they got 3 of them in the fourth quarter.
They were out offensive rebounded 14-11, and yet 3 of them when it mattered. And that's
3 of them in the last 47 seconds.
that's a big deal too.
And the biggest one is to grab yours off of your own missed free throw. So, yeah, Tyrese made one to make it 117, 119, grabbed the miss, and then hit a, what is it called? Step back jump shot, 24-foot 3-pointer.
Let's see if this will hold on. Let's see if this plays. I want to try and play it, but I don't. I think we're gonna get a commercial first because we always get
Oh,
a
for
commercial.
sure.
Well, that's okay because it's on a thing. But
Yeah.
this should be the game winning three. I don't know who's on the call. I would like to help you, but I'm guessing
Probably Bob
it's
and
the it's
Bob and Jamie.
the other crew.
Brutal. We had a couple of those this year. We had
Yeah,
Aaron Gordon with the last second dunk for Denver against um the Clippers
yeah,
in game 6 or whatever that was, where was his hand still on it, were they not?
right.
Type of thing. And then Aaron Gordon has the 3-pointer last night, and
Last
then
night,
there's
yeah.
this one. There's been some really
It's
good
it's
basketball.
it's why you tune in to the last quarter of an NBA game, an NBA playoff game, because you don't know. I mean, like I said, I stopped watching this game in the first quarter because Cleveland was beating Indiana so bad, and I
Right.
was like, oh well, I'm not going to waste my time on a blowout. Why would
I
you?
usually peep the score right around the 8 to 10 minute mark,
I
and if it
didn't
feels like it's getting close, I'll
I
watch.
didn't peek. That was my problem. That was my fault.
I had it up on a TV here to the left, but I have it muted so I can do the show, and I wasn't paying attention.
I just like holy cow, I didn't peek. But I was like, oh, this is over. There's apparently the NBA playoffs this year are going to be that way. Let's talk about the other game that is going on right now. So Golden State and the Minnesota Timberwolves is a 6-7 matchup. The Timberwolves dispatched the Lakers, and I think we're all happy about that.
Yeah, we are.
And the Warriors beat it was the Rockets. It was the Rockets, right?
Rockets. Yep.
So the T-Wolves are up 2016 with about a minute to go in the first. So the low scoring affair a little bit. But this is also on TNT if you want to go watch it. There's 3 quarters left. Um, I Rudy Gobert was really good in game set in that was in game 7. When did they didn't play 7? Did they play 7 with the Lakers? Only 6 or
They played
5? 6.
6.
I think it was 6.
No.
5.
It was 5.
It was 5 in game 5 at the end,
6.
and
They only gave up 1.
right. Um, and Rudy Gobert was the difference, right? He's been the difference tonight. He's the leading scorer for Minnesota with 6 points. He's already got 5 rebounds in the first quarter, so he's headed for a 20 rebound night. Somewhere along the line, Rudy Gobert got left behind. Like everyone forgot about him as a star. I feel like I don't. That's maybe not true, but Ant Edwards came on and he's the guy, right? He's played 11 minutes in the first quarter. He got 0 points.
Right.
But Rudy Gobert has picked up the slack as you would hope he would do. 6 points and 5 rebounds in the first quarter is a ridiculous line. That's a ridiculous. He hasn't missed a shot yet. But he did the same thing against the Lakers. I like Rudy Gobert. I like his lack of what's the term? Flash. He's not exciting. He goes about his business and he does his thing. I like that. Um,
He talks a lot of trash.
he
That's the only
talks
thing I
some
don't
trash.
like
He
about him.
does talk. That's true, but you don't see it necessarily on the floor. You know what I mean?
For being a one trick pony. He talks a lot of trash. He's a defender. He's not fast. He doesn't make assists. He doesn't make great passes. Like he just plays good interior defense.
Right.
That's it. And I'll tell you when he got forgotten about. It was when they brought him in to play alongside Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, Cat was there.
And they went with that whole 2 towers thing.
Right.
They had just drafted Ant. He became the 3rd best player when he went there.
Yeah, it's true.
And then it was just like, all right, well, no one really cares anymore. And also, when it comes to, no one really pays that much attention to defensive players unless you have an offensive side to your game. You can be a great defender, but you
Right.
have to score points to be remembered.
It's true, but he's been good the last couple of games offensively, is what I'm trying to say. He,
He's been all right.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's the leading scorer in this game after one. It's 20-18. Granted, it's a low scoring game, but that is exactly what Minnesota would like.
I love that you're like, it's a low scoring game, but he's the leading scorer.
He's
You
got
know, like,
6. I
it's
mean,
because it's a defensive battle, which
yeah.
is where he gets some opportunities.
St-
Also,
Steph has
they
8.
match up well
They do.
because outside of Kaminga, there's nobody on the Warriors who size wise can compete with Rudy Gobert.
And Kuminga hasn't played
So
yet, so he's not even been in the game. I yeah, I think a lot of attention was paid to the fact they picked up Jimmy Butler. He's going to have to earn it now. I mean, he's playoff Jimmy, right? He's got to come through for Golden State in this series already. They're struggling, it looks like to me, because Steph Curry's at 8 of the 18, and as you would expect, he's the leading scorer on the team, but he has no other stat line, no rebounds, no assists, no steals. He's got nothing, but just one turnover. He's got the only turnover for the team. I feel like Minnesota has this size advantage, and they're just gonna freaking use it, and they're gonna beat them into submission, keep it low scoring, and keep Golden State from transition points, buckets. If you can frustrate Draymond Green, he'll get a technical. That's 1 extra point.
that's exactly what I'd do. Is I'd be as defensively minded as possible. Because if you can just do that, you'll be fine.
Right. Because this is a team built on a 3. Let's be honest, Golden State. That's Curry and Hield and Butler. Maybe not as much. He's more of a 12 to 15-foot jumper guy. Then he has a 3-point shot.
He's more of a Dwayne Wade prototype with better defense.
Yeah. But I think that you're looking at a 3-point team in Golden State, and if you can frustrate them at the 3-point line, right now they're 4 of 11. That being said, Timberwolves are 0 for 8 from 3-point range, and they have the lead. Ant Edwards is 0 for 6 from the floor in 12 minutes. If you would have told anybody that he had 0 points in 12 minutes, he played the entire first quarter, and is 0 for 6 from the floor. He does have 5 rebounds, but he's 0 for 6 from the floor and no points, and they still had the lead. I don't think I would have bought that. I think I would have passed on that.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
He's got 3 more quarters to make up for it and still has the lead. So anyway,
loads of game left.
Loads of game left. There's lots of time left. I mean, anything can happen. As you've seen in the other games, one of these teams is going to get it by 20 points and then blow it in the fourth quarter. So there's that.
That's exactly right. There's plenty of time for this to end badly.
Who wins this series? Just right now, game 1, first period in the books. Who you got?
Minnesota.
Really? Because of size?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got plenty of talent, and Steph and company have proved that if it's a tight game, if every game is tight, 2 to 3 points coming down the stretch,
yeah.
I mean, I will never count out Golden State.
Right.
But I think just over the course of the series, I think Minnesota's the better, more deep team.
I'm okay with that. Tomorrow night, Knicks Celtics game 2 in Boston. That's on TNT. Starts at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Central. It's 7 East if you're over there. Nuggets Thunder will follow that, also on TNT or True TV or Max, depends on what you are. Nuggets lead the series 1-0. We'll see what happens in game 2. The Thunder won 18 more games than the Nuggets. These are when I see these matchups and I go, oh, clearly they're better, right? Because they play the same. They play the same teams in the West, right? They may not be in the same division, but they play the same teams, and yet this is what happens in playoff basketball. One guy, Jokic, can make a difference. Yeah,
exactly right. All it takes is one person.
Which one is going to win the? It's Jokic and SGA. Which one wins the MVP?
Allegedly, it's already been voted on.
Oh,
right. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like the thing. The votes have already been cast.
Oh,
and
right.
If it's a regular season award, I'm not sure how. That's the problem. Is I don't know how you could have given it to Jokic before, saying that he's doing all these incredible things, and then he has his best season ever,
and not give it to him.
Well,
yeah,
we got to give it to someone else.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. How are they incredible?
Well,
how are they incredible things then, but not now?
It's the same reason why nobody wins the unanimous vote into the Hall of Fame, right? The Baseball Hall of Fame. Because there's always that guy who goes, well, I mean, there's no good reason for it. They just do. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Being fair, LeBron should have had an extra MVP,
Yeah.
like in a row when he was really good, and they wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing. I mean, I think there's bias against a guy once he's won it at least once, maybe twice. You don't want to just keep. They feel like I don't want to be accused of just handing it to him, and that comes. I mean, there's that. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I don't know. You could make cases for other people to win the MVP, I suppose, but Jokic and SGA are probably the two best.
I think
32.7
SGA is going to win it.
32.7 points per game. He still trails him in rebounds and assists per game.
Yeah.
So there's there's that. Anytime you average a triple double, I mean, shouldn't that be an automatic MVP unless someone else does it?
I mean, only 4 people have done it. 3, 4. I can't remember now.
I don't know.
I think it's 3 people in history have averaged a triple double. So, and all of them are well. I don't know. Is Russell Westbrook a Hall of Famer?
He is. He's playing with another Hall of Famer right there on the Jokic on the Nuggets, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If,
Is
if
he a
Russell
Hall of
Westbrook's
Famer?
I mean, he averaged a triple double for 3 seasons.
For 3 seasons? Not many people have
Like-
ever done that. I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
I think I said this the other day where if you don't have a lot of titles or a lot of awards,
Yeah.
then you need to have some stat that just leaps off the page.
Yeah.
Like it has to be so incredible. That is that stat. It would be like if you never won an MLB World Series, but you had the home run title 5 years in a row. It's like,
Right.
yeesh.
Yeah.
That means that dude's really good.
Incidentally, and this is not for nothing. You know what? Okay, let's back up. I was in the Army with a guy who said, not for nothing, but because he was from the East Coast, and apparently that's a thing they say before they. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know why they say it, but he goes, not for nothing, but, and then whatever. He said, who's going to say, hey, you ever heard anybody say that?
I've heard it once before. I think they're just meaning like, I'm
Right.
not saying this for no reason.
Right. But
which is a weird thing to say.
Right. It's a weird, and I had never heard it before, but he used to say it for everything. Like when he wanted to chime in his 2 cents, not for nothing, but, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to say it. Not for nothing, but Boston is a 10.5-point favorite after losing game 1 to the Knicks, and Oklahoma City is a 10.5-point favorite after losing game 1 to Denver. I
That's
don't know.
fair.
I don't know. Is it? Is it
Yeah.
fair after you watched them lose
They're-
both of them lose in game 1?
They're better teams.
Maybe.
They are. They
Oh,
are
wow.
better teams. Good teams can have lapses. It does happen.
Can we
This is
also
tough.
say that, hey, we can get an $85 ticket in Oklahoma City to go watch the Nuggets and Thunder? I think we should go.
In Oklahoma City,
Yeah, Oklahoma City game. It says tickets as low as $85. If I click on this, we can get a
Yeah.
ticket in Paycom Center in Oklahoma City for $85.
yeah,
Just FYI, I think that's pretty good for a playoff game.
yeah.
Um,
By
Go
the
ahead.
way, so the phrase "not for nothing" dates back to Shakespearean times.
oh, does it?
Yeah, it's just a double negative.
He
It means
didn't-
for something,
He was from
for a
New.
reason.
This guy was
so
from New York,
Trying to say something for a reason.
right?
So it's to drive home a point. It's basically the same thing as saying for what it's worth.
Oh,
There's this.
Yeah.
Those are like those are synonyms. Those statements are like synonyms.
oh, okay, all
I was
right.
trying to think about. I was gonna say like synonymical to one
Yeah,
another, but I don't
something
think that's
like
a
that.
word.
Yeah, synonymous.
Oh my gosh, that's the word.
That's the
I
word.
tried to make a word.
Yeah, but just, I mean, dude, that's fine. That's what we do on here.
It's what's about to be said
He's-
or done is not to be said or done in vain. It
But
means
he
has a
said it
point.
all the time. He said it like
Well, I
every
mean-
time he wanted to say something. Not for nothing, but, and I'm like, yeah, you can't. Everything can't be not for nothing.
Well, everything could.
I mean, I suppose.
If
Anyway,
if everything has a good point or meaning, yeah, sure.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that's a quirky one. I
Yep.
like good idioms though.
he also didn't know anything about personal space because he's from the East Coast. So he stood close to. to
He's a
I'm
close talker.
I'm from the West Coast, right? And people stand apart. They don't stand next to each other.
They were doing that 6 feet thing years
We
before.
have space out here in the West, and we stand a little bit apart from each other. But in the East, they don't have any space, especially like New York, Boston, those big cities. People stand next to each other. You would do that. He would come up to you and stand next to you and talk, like within a foot. and it's just like it's creepy, dude. I can't do that.
I don't know if
So
I'd call it creepy,
it's
especially if you know that it's
if you're
like
from the
the
West,
location.
it feels creepy. You just back off. There's plenty of space here. You don't need to be this close to me.
It's the one thing that I do that Cassie is not a fan of. If somebody is standing close to me in a grocery store or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say to them, "Can I get some space here, please?"
Yeah, I need
Like there's no need for your cart to be touching the back of my pants.
you.
Like what is going on here?
Try
Back up.
try this next time. Turn around and say, "Hey, do I know you?" And then when they go, "No, I don't think so," say, "Then why are you so close to me?"
You're awfully freaking
If
close. I
if
thought
we
must
know
have
each
known
other, that's okay. But if you don't know me, why are you so close to me?
Yeah,
Anyway,
take a step back.
just back off a hair. But in the West, we're used to that. We're used to people giving space. In the East, they're not because they don't have any space. So I get it, but it's hard for me to adjust all of a sudden and go, you're too close to me. I feel bad. I feel weird, right? Anyway,
That's fair.
I don't know.
I get it.
Let's talk NHL.
Okay.
Last night, Leafs beat the Panthers in Game 1 of their second round series. Did they not call it the semifinals? So in the NBA they call it the conference semifinals. NHL is calling it the second round.
Yeah.
So I know it's the same thing, but whatever. William Nylander scores 2 goals, the first one in 33 seconds of starting this game, right? And adds an assist later. He had 3 points in the first period.
Right.
And Maple Leafs hold on to win 5-4. They gave up 3 goals to the Panthers in the third. But they hold on to win 5-4 to take a 1-game lead, as they should. They're the favorite. They're the home team. That's the only second round playoff game that's been played so far. Today, Golden Knights. Well, earlier the Hurricanes beat the Caps 2-1 in OT. Didn't get to see that. Wish I had. At least
good ending.
At least the overtime part, because the Caps are kind of that team I felt like was sort of a maybe not the favorite, but like a long shotty gonna win the title because Ovechkin, blah 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 blah.
That would be a reasonable assumption.
Yeah, the Knights are ahead of the Oilers 2-0 in the first. Golden Knights are good. I don't know that they're Stanley Cup good, but they're good. I mean, so
Well, they're good every year. Yeah, they're hard.
Yeah.
They're a hard team to pin down.
yeah, so that's a tough series. Wednesday, you've got the other series starting. That's Stars Jets. That's going to be a good series. Winnipeg won the what is it? President's Cup? Not President's Cup. What do they call it? Where you're the top team in the NHL. They had the most points.
Oh, geez.
They call it something. The MLS calls it the President's Cup, but I don't think they call it that in the NHL. Anyway, but the Stars and Jets. Stars coming off that 7-game series with the Avalanche. Might be a bit worn out. Just FYI. And then of course, Game 2 with the Leafs and the Panthers. I love that series, the Stars and the Avalanche. That was great. I loved watching the Panthers and the Lightning. That was great. Here's my question. So in tonight's game, the Panthers, or last night's game, the Panthers were without. God dang it! Now I'm going way back.
You went one too far.
I know. I can't get Monday. The Panthers were without. Oh shit! Now I can't remember his name.
Kachuk.
No, good one. The Panthers were without. That was Maple Leafs. What's his name? Who got suspended? He got suspended 2 games.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? He's not going to be on here now because he's suspended. Right, exactly.
Jeez, what is his name?
You know what I'm talking about.
Ekblad.
Ekblad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of what he did.
To Hagel in
to Hagel, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't even call a penalty.
Yeah, that happened a couple of years ago when the Avs went to. Actually, it was the year the Avs won the Stanley Cup. They played without Nazem Kadri, who plays for Calgary now. They played without him for 3 games because of a reviewed penalty later on. Like the game, it happened in the game. They didn't call anything. The game went on. He scored another goal or whatever, 2 goals in that game, and then he was suspended the next 2 games.
And it was
like, what the heck?
It was Game 4. Ekblad put a gigantic hit on Hagel, and it was rough, and you could see it. Elbow to the chin, and it was There should have been a penalty, but they didn't call a penalty. But now he gets a 2-game suspension. Part of me says, doesn't Tampa have some sort of? Why doesn't Tampa have? This is okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Tampa should have some sort of recourse for that because they lost the game. Ekblad scored a goal later that was a tying goal, and
Right.
then they ended up winning, right? But he shouldn't have even been on the ice, right? And so the second thing is this is the same thing that happens in F1, and we talk about it where you get penalized for something. Somebody gets penalized for something they did, but the end effect it had on another team, on another driver,
Right.
there's no restitution. It just well, sorry you got knocked out of the race. He's going to get a 5-second penalty. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, that's not even fair. But this is the same kind of thing. It feels like I don't know, but
Well, there was like the this last race, there was
we haven't talked
a
about
thing.
F1.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know if we're gonna have time to.
I know.
This last race, there was Max Verstappen was X amount of time behind George Russell, and they were telling him to stay within 5 seconds because they thought that there was a chance that he could get a penalty, that George could get a penalty after the race, which would then put Max into third. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, it's tough to try and plan for penalties that are given out in post, and it doesn't erase what you did in the meantime. That could have been a problem. So
Right. Um, I so since we're really technically done with NHL,
sure.
let's move forward. But I got the F1 pulled up here. This was the Miami GP, the Crypto.com Miami GP, which was over the weekend. Oscar Piastri wins it by 4 seconds, but let's be honest, McLaren won this by 41 seconds
Yeah.
over Mercedes. George Russell in third was 37 seconds behind Lando Norris. And Max Verstappen was 39 seconds back, so he was another 2 point something seconds. Nobody was within a quarter lap, a third of a lap, because I think it's 120 something was the lap time, right? 120, yeah. So there's the race. 128 was the fastest lap. Um, so if you had 30 seconds, you were a third of a lap. So a third of a lap over Mercedes was McLaren. That's a long time, and I don't know how you catch that up. I mean, that is 37 seconds behind is a long. That's a long time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
don't.
mean, but it doesn't even begin to brush the largest winning margin, which is
What's
5
true?
minutes.
Well,
Somebody had a 5 minute win.
when was that? 1912 or
1969.
oh
Jackie
69?
Stewart.
Jackie Stewart. There you go. Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but
Yeah.
even those 30-second times, they're not wildly common. It is much closer to your average, but according to this, the average over the last 25 years is around 15 seconds.
Yeah. I,
So it's just a gift. Once you're out in front, you've got nothing but clean air.
It cracks me up
So
the and if you watch the race, Kimi Antonelli is good. Let's be fair. He's a good driver. I think Isaac Hajar has a chance to be good. He's got to learn a little bit more. He's there. He is finishing 11th, right, in this
right.
race, and then every other rookie is out of this race. Doohan, Behrman, Bortoletto, Liam Lawson. Behrman's not his fault. I get it, but it's still they're all out of the race. So there's like 6 rookies in this year, if you want to count Liam Lawson
Yeah.
as a rookie. But anyway, Hajar's got a chance. That first GP with him, and he didn't make it out of the formation lap, or was it?
The formation.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
formation lap.
That
Yeah.
was so heartbreaking to watch. But Kimi Antonelli is a good driver. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Alex Albon has been good in Williams. He's finished 5th in this race. Does any of it really matter? No. McLaren is so good. They're going to win the constructors championship. They're going to win the individual championship, unless for some reason some body, and it would be you, Mercedes, I'm looking at, has some sort of upgrades up your sleeve that can make up 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need to make up a lot.
You're going to need to make up a lot.
Is it wait of the 6 races this year? 5 of them have been won by McLaren, 1 by Red Bull,
Yeah.
and McLaren's got 10 podiums
It's
in 6 races.
it's so Lando Norris, Piastri, Verstappen, Piastri, Piastri, Piastri.
Yeah.
And then in
And Piastri would have won Australia
right.
if not for that little spinny Rooney Dooney he did.
Spinny Rooney Dooney.
So Piastri could easily have 5 wins on
Five
this
wins.
season.
Yeah, he could be a Max Verstappen kind of thing.
Insane. Yeah.
In 2 weeks, they're going to be in Italy. I like this race in Italy is not as good as the Monza one, which is later, but it is
Yeah.
still interesting. There are certain tracks that you watch, and Miami's not one of those. Miami's one of those tracks where I watch it and I go, I don't like this race. There's no. You like Miami?
I love that track. It's
I
so cool.
I only like two parts of it, and that's that little chicane under the bridge and the following corner where they come out into the long straight and they always hit the wall.
Yes.
those are the ones, and I go, okay, those two parts. The rest of it, I don't even watch it. They don't even show it half the time on the TV broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part of it is the sharp right to start that goes into a sweeping set of curves. Like it's constant curves.
Yeah.
For the first little bit of that race into one big long one, and then you get the first big DRS zone on the backside. And then yes, that back corner where it's got the real tight stuff that go underneath the interstate.
Two questions.
Those are all pretty cool.
Two questions for you, as a F1 fan. If you, which is your favorite track?
Ooh, I think Melbourne's my favorite. That big sweeping right-hander that leads into that 90-degree left, 90-degree right, full stop out to the end, 90-degree right into a 90-degree left is so cool.
Okay.
Like there's I mean, and that's where Piastri went off the road.
Well,
speak of the devil.
I have three of them, but if I was gonna just do one, it's probably Baku.
Baku's got that awesome start.
Yeah. A tough 90-degree left-hand turn, right? And then there's another couple of 90-degree turns on that circuit. I like that one. I'm a big fan of the Austrian, the Red Bull Ring, and Silverstone, which are back-to-back. So, yeah, I like all those. But if I had to pick... Okay, and secondly, if you could go to one F1 race anywhere in the world, which one would you go to?
Ooh, money's no option.
Yeah, you get a pick. It's all expenses paid.
Oh, Japan.
Really?
It's one of the more expensive ones. It's
Suzuka?
A super fast track, and I would buy tickets in a really, really good like end of a straightaway type section. I mean, the thing is like this. Austria is affordable to go to.
Yeah.
Silverstone's affordable to go to. You can go to these races. Japan's no longer affordable to go to. So if money's no option, I'm gonna go with the one that I couldn't afford to go to normally.
And that's fair. That's
and
a
that
good
would be
answer.
Austria. Or that would be Japan. Singapore would be a close second because I'd love to see a night race.
And it's not,
but it's tight.
And it's not Monaco, right? You didn't pick Monaco, which is, I mean, I'm like, that's interesting that you didn't pick Monaco because that's where I would want someone to pay for me to go.
I just don't want to watch
people crash.
Number one person win.
Oh, that's true because that's true.
Whoever wins qualifying wins the race. Period.
And that's fair. That's a fair.
That's
going to
happen. Not fun. I want to see a little bit of excitement, a little bit of drama. I'll tell you, I really like the Chinese GP track. I think it's a really cool track too. But I kind of roll it into like an experience. Like, what else are you gonna do while you're there?
Right.
I don't know. Silverstone would be a classic, of course. Monza would be beautiful.
Right.
I've seen Spielberg. I've been to the Red Bull Ring. Like I've been to it. It wasn't racing, but I've been to it there. I don't know. There's so many good ones.
I know.
There's so many good tracks. I would love to go to Sao Paulo. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
if
most of them are affordable outside the U.S.
And if the season is tight, then it's Abu Dhabi. You want to go to the last race, right?
Oh, for sure.
Qatar or Abu Dhabi.
Whatever race is going to decide the constructor's title, that's where I want to go.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. There's a number of places that I would go. I mean, I wouldn't turn down a ticket. I've been to the Circuit of the Americas. I've been to that F1 race. It is a cool place to watch. It was awful warm. Just in Austin, Texas is not, even in October, is not cool. It was 90 degrees on race day. I want to say it was 86 the day before for qualifying or whatever, but it was warm. And if you're sitting in the sun, anybody who's ever sat in the sun on a 90-degree day, it's warmer than it feels. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
it's
mean,
it's
feels warmer than it
compounding.
is, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
It adds up fast.
Although you get to see the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, you get to see the University of Texas band, you get to see. There's all kinds of things that happen. Just FYI, if you're if you're gonna go, it also there's like a little carnival that happens in the middle of the circuit. There's like
Yeah,
carnival rides um, in the
that's
middle.
kind of neat.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, if you don't care about paying attention to the race, there's that.
I think a couple other good candidates. Canada, I think, would be underrated. I think people would sleep on Canada. I think Spa. I think the Belgian Grand Prix
It's gonna rain.
would be a neat one. But that's why it would be cool. You might get to see some crazy stuff.
That's true.
I don't really want to go to Spain because it's probably going to be
Spain's boring.
hot.
Yeah, and
Hot
it's boring. Those
and
races are
boring.
boring.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's either Japan or Melbourne for me.
All right,
One of
that's
those two.
fair. That's fair. All
Yeah,
right, I just thought I would ask.
fair enough.
Who's going to win? Is it going to be Piastri? Is it going to be Lando Norris? Is he going to make a comeback?
I mean, he has to correct something fundamental about his driving that I don't know that he can correct fast enough to be competitive.
I wa-
So,
I'd like,
or Oscar needs to take a crap, one of the two.
I'd like to
So-
know. Well, I can't. Oh, there it goes. All right, there you go. Piastri has a 16-point lead. That's all over Lando Norris. It's not a big lead.
Yeah, they're constantly
Yeah,
1-2, but
yeah.
but Piastri is just a model of consistency.
He is. Yeah, it's freaking annoying.
It's kind of annoying. Yeah,
It's kind of. It's like I said. He's the Iceman of the whole thing. Iceman just wears you down. All right, what do you want to talk about? We got a few minutes. We can talk about the NFL draft. We can talk about the MLB. We can talk
a little bit about the NFL.
Let's talk about the NFL draft. I like it.
Little bit about it. Did you hear that somebody's suing the NFL draft or the NFL for
what?
the Shadur Sanders slide, citing emotional
Bullshit.
emotional damage or
I
whatever?
I
Well, I mean,
call
that's just
bullshit. Yeah, right.
no. Yes, of course, it is
Yeah.
bullshit. But that's not the point. Somebody's still doing it.
My point is why is someone taking it? Why is there an attorney out there who goes, oh yeah, well let's do that? Because on the
'Cause
chance they make money.
No, it's more on the chance that they uncover something. But the problem is that it's not real. But yeah, it's a fan is seeking $100 million in damages after Shadur Sanders dropped the fifth round. What they call emotional distress and trauma
Whatever.
is what they're citing.
Oh my god, I
the- Yeah,
I can sue for that for the Dolphins picks for the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's a civil suit. This isn't like it's a criminal thing. You can sue it for whatever the hell you want. He alleges there was a violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, collusion
Oh
with
my
NFL teams, a
God.
violation of the Civil Rights Act, intentional infliction of emotional damage, and trauma and violations of the consumer protection laws. So,
Jesus.
and what he's asking for is a formal acknowledgement from the NFL regarding the emotional distress caused by their actions and statements, a retraction of slanderous statements made about Shadur Sanders, along with an apology from any harm caused by his reputation, implementation of fair practices in the drafting process to ensure that talented players are recognized and give the opportunities on merit, any additional remedies the court deems appropriate, including compensatory damages. Those are the things that they've listed. It's just a headline grab.
Let me ask this. Is that all contingent upon how he does in the NFL? Because if he tanks like a mother, right, and he's not worth the draft pick they wasted on him,
Yeah, but
then
at this point,
do you get that money? Do you get all that money
No.
back?
No,
See,
at
that's
this point,
garbage.
no, it's not. It's not. There's a caveat to that. At this point, you would argue that the reason that happened is because he was put in such a negative position as a result of this collusion.
Oh,
by the
whatever.
NFL.
Yeah.
That's the
Maybe
easy
he's
argument.
just not that great a quarterback. We watched him play college football all of what,
Seems very
2
true.
years in Colorado?
Well, but the thing is, it doesn't matter. Like, an employer can choose not to hire you because they don't like you.
Well, that's true. That's a good
how
point.
That's how that works anywhere in the
Right.
world. If you walk into any interview, which is the rumor that's going around that he walked into interviews like he owned the place, and the one interview that he was given some
Yeah.
film on the spot and told to break it down and reacted very negatively to it and things like that, and was reacted very negatively to being called out, they don't have to hire you. They're employers.
They don't.
They are employers who answer to a league, but they're each individual employers who can pick who they want. And
Not-
they don't have to hire you if they don't like you.
Nobody's required to be drafted.
Yeah,
Period.
merit merit, as they called it. They want the fair practices based on merit. Well, I mean that spits right in the face of civil rights practices, but merit is not always the driving force behind why people get the jobs they get, and that's up
That's
to the
true.
rights of the employers.
That's true. And what are you saying is the merit? His performance in the Big 12?
13 and 12 over
Yeah.
2 years.
His performance in the Big 12 as opposed to his performance in the SEC, which he's not in, or the Big 10, which he's not in. Is that relative? Yeah, I mean you got to take that into account, right? If he had played in the Big 10 or the SEC, would he have done as well as he did in the Big 12, which we all know was not nearly as good, right?
Yeah.
So come on now. If he had played against Ohio State's defense, against Penn State's defense, against Oregon's defense, in all of those games in the Big Ten, would he have been as good? Probably not. But yeah, so I mean, merit is one thing if you can compare apples to apples,
Yeah.
but you can't in college football. You just can't. Cam Ward's
The
the number
fact,
one. Go ahead.
I would say the fact of the matter is that he was at Jackson State where he went, what was it, 23 and 3. Great. It's Jackson State. It's the it's the SWAC. Like, it's all right. Good for you. You had a great job there. And then you came to a league with real teams, with grown-up teams. You were in 2 leagues, actually, the Pac-12 and the Big 10 or Big 12. And across those, you amassed a 4-7 and 9-4 record across 2 different seasons.
Right.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He had a 74% passing efficiency in 2024.
Yeah.
That's impressive. You also had the Heisman winner catching those passes.
Right.
So little plus, little minus there. His QB rating was a 168.2. That's pretty high, and that factors in the fact that who you're throwing to, when you're throwing, situational things. So I give him a lot of credit for that. But just because you have a single great season doesn't mean you're necessarily cut out to dominate the NFL.
Right.
It's just how it goes, man. And he'll get his chance. Somebody's gonna give him a chance. The Cleveland Browns are an awful organization. The fact that they took him should tell you what you need to know, right? Either that he's never going to get the good chance that he needs, or that he's not good enough to be on a real team.
Here's this is one of the favorite things I read about Shedeur Sanders. If you look at this pre-draft analysis from whoever put this out here, Steve, what? Anyway, on ESPN, Sanders is physically and mentally tough. He takes big hits to make plays and can elevate his game in critical situations. He held onto the ball too long and tried to make too much happen in 2024.
He's the most sacked quarterback in college football for 2 years.
It's so contradictory. He's physically and mentally tough, and he can take big hits. Yeah, because he did it himself. He made his own hits.
Well, and that's a hard part of the argument against him was that he didn't have a lot of incomplete passes because he took sacks.
Right, exactly. Had he thrown the ball,
74. Yeah, had he thrown the ball away. I mean,
right.
If you would have taken half his sacks and turned those into throwaways,
his
completion percentage drops into the 60s.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, a little more.
I don't know.
But I just people are all over this, and I think it's just for the sake of being all over it. That's it.
I think he might be average at best in the NFL. That's his upside. Average. Does that make sense?
I don't know. The problem is, he's been with Travis Hunter his entire career,
and he won't be. Yeah.
And now he won't be.
He won't.
And now he has no fantastic receivers on that squad.
That's true.
Like, he's got nothing. So we'll see, right? Like how it goes. But he also now is the 5th pick. Dylan Gabriel's the 3rd pick, and they have Joe Flacco. I don't think they're going to hold on to Joe Flacco. I think they'll release him and carry Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders into the season. They should release Kenny Pickett and start Flacco, but we'll see.
Yeah, well,
but it's a lot of hoopla for nothing, and you don't know. Like, he might be good. It might happen. Who knows? But based on the information presented to me, I wouldn't guess that that's the case. And if people do guess that that's the case, it's because they're looking at the information through a lens.
Right.
They're refusing to look at it honestly. So that's the issue with it. But yeah, this guy's suing the NFL.
Whatever.
It'll get tossed out. It's not a real lawsuit.
I'm sure it will, but it's just weird. Looking at the wide receivers for Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson is the guy, right? From that guy from Houston. I,
Yeah.
Michael Woods. I mean, there's nobody there that I go, okay, this is great. Joku's a good tight end when he's healthy. Um, there, Quinshon Judkins could help. I don't know. I don't see much on this team that makes me go, okay, Cleveland is their defense is going to be pretty good. They shored up a couple things on defense during the draft. Their defense was good to begin with. Myles Garrett is there. I don't think they're that team in the AFC North. They're finished fourth. They finished dead last, 3-14. That's why they got good picks. They still have to compete with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and Baltimore, and I don't think they're good enough still right now. Even with the players they added, I still think they'll finish fourth.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right.
1,000%.
All right. I was like, this is still not. I mean, even if you got Shador and he was a gem,
it's not a great situation.
It's not a great situation.
That's why I said a few minutes ago. It's the Browns.
And Dylan Gabriel is the same way. I don't think it's a great situation for him either.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to watch. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So if we talked about Shador, because we did, let's talk about the Denver Broncos. Because I can. Teams. Let's look at Denver, shall we? Because that's your team. So Denver, taking Barron at quarterback from Texas in the first round with the 20th pick to pair him with
Passertan.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. On the other side, I feel like that's great and all, but is that the pick you would have picked?
No.
Okay. Who would you have picked?
I would have traded up to get a tight end. Or I would have taken Terrence Ferguson was still available here. I would have taken Terrence Ferguson. But that's me being a Duck fan. He's probably actually a second round talent or whatever. But still, I didn't think that we needed another cornerback. We needed a running back.
I think the running back was a bigger deal.
Both of those, what's it called? Unless they just really loved R.J. Harvey, which I've watched some of his film. It's not bad.
He's all right.
It doesn't blow my mind the same way Audric Estime didn't blow my mind, the same way that Javonte Williams didn't blow my mind. They're all just okay.
Right.
And then they took a wide receiver, Pat Bryant. I like him. And their best pick of the whole entire draft, though, was Savion Jones in round 3, 101st overall.
Yeah.
That was their best pick. Like that was
edge
kind
rusher.
of a steal because I thought he was going to go way higher. But then we took another edge rusher in the 4th round.
Well, I mean, just in case, right? Just in case.
I don't know. But I know I would not have taken Jahdae Barron. I think he's good. I think he's going to be very good for us. And I think he definitely, if he plays like he did at Texas, he should improve the position. But was it necessary? I don't know. It's kind of like an embarrassment of riches in our secondary now. Like at some point, you're going to run schemes where you have talented guys not playing because there's not enough space on the field for them.
Here's my question. This is just a general NFL question. When you look at defensive backs, and Barron's one of those. He's 5'11", 194.
Yeah, small guy.
Why is it defensive backs are not 6'2", 225 pounds, the same size as receivers? Why can't we find defensive backs that are that size? Why can't they not? Why does when you're that size you go to play wide receiver? Is that what you do because it's easier for you? Or I mean, I feel like cornerback is one of those. 5'11" is like an average size corner. Well, maybe 6 feet
Pat
even.
Surtain is 6'2". Sauce Gardner's 6'3".
But
Jalen Ramsey's 6'1".
You're naming the top 3 in the NFL.
Right. What I'm saying is that's your prototype. Unfortunately, most guys who are that size play receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
They just there's more money in it.
I guess it's more glamorous, right?
It's not a matter of. I mean, sure, it's a matter of glamour for some people, I'm sure, but think of it as just a financial thing. Receivers make more money on average.
Right.
Even your second and even their second and third receivers sometimes can make more money than the number 1 cornerback on the team. Unless you're an all-world cornerback like Pat Surtain, Sauce Gardner, or Jalen Ramsey, you're probably only making, see your average wide receiver pay.
There we go.
A starting wide receiver pay, because a bench wide receiver is probably not making.
Number 4 wide receiver? Yeah, he's not.
Oh, wow. Don't allow, please. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't put a space between starting and wide receiver, and so it just gave me the average starting pay. And the average starting salary for a wide receiver in the NFL is around $30 million per year.
Wow, it's rough.
That's a tough go.
That
Let's
is.
see, cornerback. The average starting salary for a cornerback.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a regular one. Top tier cornerbacks earn significantly more, making some over $20 million a year.
So they make less. Yeah.
They
I,
make less,
I
and
but
there's as many positions and slots. So if you get
but
over 6'1", 6'2", you start thinking about maybe I just want to catch the ball instead.
well, and what I was going to say was these guys aren't making this decision about when to play cornerback at the draft. They've already done this in high school.
Yeah, they
They're
played probably both cornerback and wide receiver in
maybe,
high
yeah,
school.
yeah. If they played at a smaller school, they definitely played both ways. But by the time they get to college, they've picked one. And I just curious as to why we don't have more bigger defensive backs. There have to be some 6'2", 200 and something guys that run fast that can't catch a football that can play defensive back because you don't need them to catch the football. You just need them to knock it away. Um, but Pat Sertan is the exception, right? And those guys that you named earlier, they're just I don't know. I feel like there's not enough big guys. Every time I see a 6'2", oh, just lob it up to the corner of the end zone, and that's a big advantage to the wide receivers as opposed to the cornerbacks. Just weird. Just a note, just an observation. I don't know.
Well, it's saying the average height of cornerback in the NFL is around 5'11", with some being
Yep.
taller, some being shorter. I wonder if it's the same thing for wide receiver. Average height of wide receiver is slightly over 6 feet.
Yeah. So they got a couple.
So
They got a couple
you're
inches on them.
yeah, but what's one of the things you look for in cornerbacks? Long arms.
Long arms,
You kind
catch
of
up
look for that
speed.
in receivers, catch up speed, long arms.
Right.
So if he's 1.5 inches taller than you on average, but your arm's 1.5 inches longer on average, kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's probably true.
It kind of washes out. So I think that's why the edge rusher position has changed so much over the last 20 years, is because
Right.
people have realized that something like just the length of your arms
Right.
is much more important than your weight.
Yeah.
So
Well,
see Von Miller, insert Von Miller.
the Chargers took Omari and Hampton in the first round, with 22nd pick. That's who I thought Denver was taking.
I thought we were going to take one of the guys from Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
One of the two running backs from there, but we didn't take either.
In the second round, they took Trey Harris from Ole Miss, wide receiver. Good wide receiver. It's a good pick. Third round was Jamari Caldwell from Oregon. I don't know that any Oregon players had anything to do with that, but you never know. I mean, they can lobby for it,
Maybe.
right? I don't see what's on here. Aronde Gadsden is the son of, right? Aronde Gadsden, who used to play
I'm guessing so.
because he's Aronde Gadsden the second, who used to play tight end in the NFL. Was a good player. I don't know. The picks are, if the running game can come around. They took two safeties at the end. Okay. Most of this was, two wide receivers to help out Justin Herbert, because let's be fair, without a number one, a true number one, they were stuck throwing 10-yard, 12-yard, possession type catches, which was fine. It just wasn't. It's hard to beat a team if you can't stretch them down the field. That's just what opens up the game, right? I don't know. Did the Chargers do what you think they should do to become good, or enough to become good?
Well, it's about trying to steer into what Jim Harbaugh wants to do.
Well, that's true.
I don't think it's about what the league wants to do. I think it's what Jim Harbaugh wants to do in the league. And I think that Jim Harbaugh wants to ground and pound and play defense. And honestly, he needs system quarterbacks more than he needs like superstar talented wide receivers. But I don't know. I wouldn't say they didn't do anything I disagree with. It just is what it is. It's
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh has never put together a team that makes you go, wow.
Well,
There always seems to make you go, oh, all right.
they did get Mike Williams back. I don't know if that's going to be helpful or not.
That's
And-
weird. He's never healthy.
Right, and that's part of the reason they got rid of him, right? Because he played like 3 games in 23.
They might be targeting some other wide receivers in free agency.
And
There's
that's
still
true.
guys out there, so
That's true. I just McConkey was good. He had a great season, and him and Herbert seem to have this thing, and that's great. But they need a guy to go deep down the field. They gotta
yeah.
have that to stretch the defense. Otherwise, the running game doesn't help you any. In that they're gonna, the safeties are gonna come up to stop the short pass, stop the run. You need someone to stretch the defense, take the top off. Um,
And they
I
also had a lot of injuries last year too.
true, it's true,
So
but I don't know what they got on that roster. Darius Davis, Jalen Johnson, Quentin Johnston, yeah, Jalen Rager,
there's nothing crazy on their in their receiving core.
right?
Not right now. So,
Yeah,
but they did draft Trey Harris, and Trey Harris is I mean was
and
good at Ole Miss.
and
So
they have Najee Harris, who I thought was pretty good in Pittsburgh.
yeah,
Um,
does this mean they're gonna bump what's his name? Oh Jesus Christ, who's the freaking running back who came back last year from injury and
hmm,
then didn't do much for them?
I don't know.
Came
He's
from
not.
Baltimore. Who are we talking about here?
Yeah, Dobbins.
Dobbins. That's the
Yeah,
name
he's
of the
gone
guy.
already. Yeah,
Oh, is he already?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that
already
sounds
gone.
about. Oh
Sounds
no,
about right.
it's funny when you look at their depth chart.
I
Najee
mean,
Harris is not listed as running back.
I feel like DJ is there to play quarterback, so
Philly.
I know, right? Um, but they got him. I mean, he's there. He was good at one point in time in his career. His brother is better, a
Is
better
better.
player. Yeah, might even be a better quarterback. I don't know. So we had all this. Was there anything that you saw in the NFL draft other than Shador falling for however far he fell? I mean, I don't. Let's be fair. What draft pick should he have been? Because when we started the draft, everyone was saying, he's going to go number 3 to the Giants,
Right.
and then the Giants had, you know, other ideas obviously, and Abdul Carter is going to make their defense crazy good. You're going to put him alongside Kayvon Thibodeau and
Yeah.
some other guys, and they're going to be really good. But to be fair, who needed a quarterback? There's a lot of teams on the draft, over half, who didn't even need a quarterback, right? They're
Yeah.
not in the market. So they weren't going to draft him anyway. So if he falls through the first 5 or 6 teams that don't need a quarterback, no one's drafting him. Um, I don't know. I feel like he was okay in college. You watch him, yeah, he's got a high percentage of completion percentage, but so did Dylan Gabriel, so did Bo Nix, so did I mean these guys are they're accurate. That's what they do. Are they great quarterbacks? Well, that remains to be seen. Would you risk a first round pick? Obviously, they did on Bo Nix. They didn't on Dylan Gabriel, although they had similar numbers. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is one of those things that they that the Giants probably knew something. They learned something. They they from watching them a couple times, and they probably shared that information. And that would be maybe collusion. You're not wrong, but it's not. I don't think it's illegal in this instance. If someone calls and say, "Hey, what do you think about this guy?" Right?
I mean no. Well, yes. That's if somebody calls you and asks you a question and you give them an answer, it's still collusion. It doesn't
Is it?
negate Yeah, it doesn't
But
negate
I didn't tell
collusion.
you not to draft
Just
him.
because it's See, that's not the collusion. There's two aspects of collusion. There's the aspect of collusion to not draft him, and then there's the aspect of sharing information. But sharing information is still colluding with someone.
But it happens all the time. It's
Collusion
not.
doesn't necessarily imply something nefarious. It's just an act.
Well, in
But the
terms of
act is the sharing
it,
information is one thing.
you suing someone for collusion, it does imply nefariousness. Like you
Well, in
intended to
terms
not
of
draft a
suing
guy.
somebody, but they're not. It's a civil suit.
I get it, but what I'm saying
It's not
is
in criminal.
you can't sue a team for sharing information with another team. Whether you like the information or not is not like it's not like a thing. I don't think. I feel like if someone calls me and says, "Hey, how do you feel about this guy? I know you worked him out twice," and I give you an honest opinion, is that collusion? Because I told you I don't like him.
Could be.
I don't know. I don't feel like
They're
it's
your
fine.
competitor. What's your interest in sharing information with them?
Good point. Draft picks.
Unless you're using the information to generate leverage for a trade
Right.
or to get them to not draft him so you can, which is collusion of a different type,
Different type.
right?
Good. But I
It's a
would
different type.
and I would say that was right.
Yeah, it's tough to think of, but also I was reading more about this filing. Literally, they're calling it's equal to a prank call. The person is representing themselves, so they don't have an attorney,
Right.
and they filed for an injunction because they couldn't pay the filing fee.
Oh, good Lord.
So literally, they said it's the equivalent of a prank call. Like it's literally just firing shots up the chain in some circuit
Jeez.
court in Georgia just because they can.
Because they can.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's not going to do anything. It's going to get kicked. I don't know. The biggest surprise of the draft was the fact that the Browns gave up Hunter.
Yeah.
That was the biggest surprise of the draft.
To Jacksonville. I don't. Why would you do that?
Couldn't tell you. The Browns are going to Brown.
And then going to draft 2 quarterbacks later.
And then going to draft 2 quarterbacks.
I don't even
silliness from that
I don't
team.
even know if they are a legitimate team anymore. And Travis Hunter, by the way, it says cornerback right here. Do you think he's going to play offense too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be at the clip that he tried to do it in college, but I think he's going to try to. Or I think they'll be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. They'll let him do it for 3 games. He's going to get his bell rung by some crossing tight end on a block, and then he's not going to do it anymore.
I feel like he's the guy you put in on 3rd and long to try and catch that ball downfield
cover
or
a lot of ground
right
downfield.
3rd and long. He's a 3rd and long back.
Situational defensive player, like a nickel type guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, yeah, I think it's a great pick for Jacksonville.
Yeah, I didn't see what exactly they gave up for it.
It
wasn't too much. Obviously, they traded back.
So let's see if it says right here. The Jaguars.
They traded their number 5 overall, a 2nd round,
5th
and
overall,
a 4th round,
3 other draft picks. Yeah, including their first
as well
round,
as their
2026.
2026 first round.
Yeah.
So 2 firsts, a 2nd, and a 4th.
4 picks.
That's not the worst, but they also got the number 2 overall, a 4th, and a 6th.
That's true. So they got a couple back. It's not
so they got
the worst.
But they don't have their first rounder next year. So if things aren't going well this year,
it'll look like a bust, right? If they don't,
it'll look not great. Yeah. That's all right though.
Yeah. 2 Oregon Ducks drafted in the first round. That's Derek Harmon and Josh Connerly. But we kind of knew that both of them will be drafted in the first round. And it the biggest surprise of the first round when New York traded to get the 25th pick and then picked Jackson Dart. Because everybody thought, well, they're going to get Shador, right? Because he's still on the thing, and they didn't.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big deal, right? I mean,
that was the moment when he started falling, you were like, oh, this is crazy, and then they traded back in, and you go, oh, here it is.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
You went, what?
I thought Matthew Golden was going to go to the Chargers. I thought they would take him as the deep threat as opposed to the running back. Because I thought Hampton was going to go to the Broncos, and then Golden would go to the Chargers, and that was how that was going to play.
I would have been okay with taking Hampton in the first round too.
Yeah, I think that would.
or not Hampton, Golden.
Golden, yeah, he's got some wheels, and it's hard to teach speed. So, anyway, yeah, I like the NFL draft. It was. I watched most of it this year. I don't particularly. The fact that it was in Green Bay was cool. I didn't like the way it was set up, in that, and maybe it's always set up this way and I just didn't pay attention, but the stage itself is so far from the people that are out there. You had to be one of those people that had a ticket for this little area on the stage, right? Like right in front of the stage. Otherwise, you were standing behind a stage that was elevated with people that were standing. How were you going to see anything other than the big screen? Why would you go to that? I mean, I wouldn't, but that's me.
You don't go to the draft because
to see.
You want good visuals. You go to the draft to be a part of the event.
I was there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly what it is.
And I don't like the fact that they make 20 special little rooms for all these guys in the back. It's just stupid. Here's your own couch and chair and whatever, and we make your own little room. I think it's stupid.
I don't mind that.
I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Put them all in one room, staring each other down. This is what we do.
Why?
I mean, you're going to do it in the NFL. You're going to have to stare. I don't know. I think it's why go out? I don't know. Why do you need a special room for you? What is different about? Why can't you
What
sit
do
at
you
a table
keep
with all the other
saying
draft
room?
picks?
Do you keep saying room? Stop that. It's a space. They gave
Oh,
them
it's a room
like a 10 by 10 space. There
with
wasn't
a
rooms.
wall. With a
There was
wall. Oh,
there
let's go. Let's go
wasn't.
look. Let's go look. I can't even see in here. I can't. My lights are all off. I can't see what I'm looking at.
I'm looking it up too. The green room. Trying to find the green room pictures. Yeah, it's a big open space. There's couches and little areas, and it's like being at a TGI Fridays in terms of walls. It's like shoulder height, head height. It's not like a full on wall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, but why? Why? I don't know.
That
I
that
feel like
first
this is.
picture on the top left is from Green Bay.
I feel like it's overboard. All of this is
That's
just.
what I'm saying. It's just a space. You get a
Yeah, I
little
get it.
space.
I get it,
Yeah.
but you get a wall to separate you from the next space. You get
Yeah.
your own.
For
You get
you and your family and your agents
well
and whatever.
for 4 couches and a chair and 2 chairs, and I mean, how much is how many people are going to be there? What are you bringing with you? Because I'll be, I don't know. I'm just old school. I feel like what you got is a place for the guys that drop to be humiliated.
Yes.
Let's not
That's
do that.
that's the risk.
That's not okay.
Why is that not okay? They're about to make $1 billion a year. Who gives a crap if you fell and were humiliated? If you don't want to be humiliated, don't go. That's your call.
Well, Shadua
There's
didn't
no
go.
requirement.
I'm
There's
glad
no
he didn't. He's
requirement.
probably happy he didn't go.
Yeah, and there's no limit to the number of players who can attend the draft. Although you do, I guess, have to register a certain amount of times involved.
I would have totally done that. It's
Yeah.
just not knowing I'm not going to get drafted. I would have totally done
But
that.
according to this year, guess how many people were invited to the draft this year?
I don't know how many people.
8 to 10.
Okay.
That's it. 8 to 10 players were invited to the draft this year.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a ton.
I get
There's
it.
8 to
I
10 of these little spaces, and
I hear what you're saying.
it's your
I-
locks for number
the-
1, 2, and 3.
The whole procedure, I'm not a big fan of in terms of how they do with the players. Oh, here we're gonna give you your own little room, your own little space. This is you, and all of your entourage can be here too, so we can watch you fail miserably or succeed, maybe. But most of the time, we want to see you fail miserably because that's better for viewing. Secondly, when you get called, we want you to walk down this hallway, and then come to this mirror and get your hat. Oh my God, really? And then we got to pose, and you got. Oh my God, stop making it a show about a guy who just got drafted 32nd in the NFL. And they have to have all of the hats ready. Shadeur has a wall with 32 hats.
He didn't actually have 32 hats. It was 26.
Well, okay.
There were some
Okay,
teams that
all right.
he knew weren't going to draft him.
Well, he knew he wasn't going to go to probably,
Yeah,
right?
the Kansas State Chiefs were not going to pick you, so there wasn't
Well,
a
that's
Kansas State Chiefs hat. The Denver Broncos weren't
but
going
to
to
be
pick you, so there
but
wasn't
to
a
be
Broncos hat.
fair, you had to have all of these hats ready for a guy.
Stop. What Shadeur did is not
Not just-
comparable to what anybody
I
else
understood, but they
does.
still have to have all of these hats.
Anomaly.
They have to have every hat ready for all of these guys because you don't know who's going to draft
It's
them.
not that hard.
I understand that, but it's just a dumb thing to me. That's dumb, right? I guess you have to do that because you don't know who's going to draft who, but you only need the first 32 hats, right? After that, do we need to put a hat on the second round guys, the third round guys, and the fourth round guys? Do we really need to put a hat on them? They're not at the draft, right? But maybe they are if they're at the draft and he got moved down to round 3. Maybe he's still in that room. I don't know. I just feel like it's let's just not have them at the draft. They don't the top 4 or 5 guys that are going to be drafted. Okay, I'm with you. But after that, of course, that was Shadua, right? He was 3. Right? He was going to be number 3. Yeah. I don't know.
Allegedly 3 or 4, something like that.
Right. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I'm just not a big fan of the production it has become. We literally watched during the draft broadcast, we watched 2 ladies come out and tell us they had a big announcement about the schedule. Their big announcement was it's coming out on May 14th.
Yeah.
Well, we already probably knew that. Why did we need them to come out?
We did not.
Well, what
We did
difference?
not know
But
that.
you knew it was coming eventually. It's not like it was a surprise. Oh,
Sure,
hey, let's make a big
Guess
deal
what?
out of
I
it.
know the 2030 NFL schedule is coming eventually.
But, I mean, it
I
doesn't-
still like to know when it's going to come out because why is it important when it comes out? That's when tickets go on sale.
Understood. I get
So
it.
you have to know not only when is it going to come out, then you have to plan accordingly. Because guess what I'm doing on May 14th? My ass is going to be on the computer trying to buy tickets to certain football games.
I get it. I'm just saying it didn't need to be that. They made a big deal out of it, like it was a special announcement.
It was probably 30 seconds of your time. This is the Taylor Swift thing.
But they didn't say a damn thing.
You're mildly inconvenienced by 20 seconds of visuals, and it's creating. It's creating resentment or something. It doesn't make any sense.
It
makes
the draft longer, and it makes it.
I'll give you that the draft is longer, but guess what? The pick time has been the same for 15 years.
Yeah, but if we start,
first round is the length of the first round. Period. The difference is the 2 hours of pre and the 2 hours of post.
The difference.
You don't have to watch it.
I would bet you $1 that the first round was much faster this year than a normal draft.
Oh yeah, it can always be faster.
There you go. So it wasn't as.
It just will never be longer. Is
but
what you said.
What
it's making it longer was
the
exact words you used.
Well, what they do is
faster.
What they do is they insert shit that you don't need to see to add commercial space too, right? Because we the pick is in. We're going to commercial. Well, show me the goddamn pick, and then we can go to commercial. Why don't you do that while the other team is thinking about it? Instead, the pick is in, but we're going to commercial anyway. That's the shit that happens, and I'm like, I don't really care about. I mean, I want to see the pick. Show me the pick. We can go to commercial. Then I can go get a drink. In the meantime, after I know who my team has picked. But whatever. I don't know. I don't.
The thing is that the 10 minutes for pick is going, even if the pick is in. Let's go to commercial. That 10 minutes has started on the next team already.
Got it.
It's not stalled or stopped.
Well,
just because you're not getting a constant up-to-date visual
of
the clock ticking as it rolls through each team doesn't mean it's any longer. It can't be longer. It can only be shorter if people pick fast.
How come you get less time in the second and third and fourth rounds than you do in the first round when you need more time to figure out who the best player is still available?
I'll hit you with this. It's always been that way.
I know it has. I get it. Why? My question is why? Why has it all? Just because we've always done it that way does not mean it's not incredibly stupid. Well, you need more time in the second and third round to pick a pick than you do in the first round. You've already got it figured out.
It's less consequential. Well, no, that's well. So all right, if you're picking 1 through 5, you should have your 1 through 5 option in case your first 4 get taken.
Right.
You're good. But if you're picking 6 on back, it's not that easy. Right? Somebody could jump up and they say, Shedeur falls to you. What do we have on Shedeur?
So,
what do we know? We weren't expecting this.
So the pick
it changes a little bit.
So pick one. Go ahead.
I was saying first round draft picks are the ones you don't want to mess up.
Understood.
Honestly, and historically speaking, you really don't want to mess up 2s and 3s. Those are your real bread and butter on NFL teams.
Right.
But you don't want to mess up your first round draft pick from both a public perception as well as you don't want to have a on field something not be good.
Right.
So it's important to get it right. Whereas your 6th and 7th round picks, if they don't work out, you're only paying them, $1 million a year. Whereas if your first round pick doesn't work out because you F that up, now you're paying that person $40 million a year.
I just feel.
The first round is more important than the other rounds because the stakes on a first round draft pick, especially financially, are so severe. So you need a couple extra minutes. I think if you're team number 1, you don't need time. However, if you commit a trade, let's say you trade the draft pick as soon as the clock starts, that person should get like a full 10, right? Maybe, I don't know. They should know what they're doing too, but
you would think they picked up, they traded for something.
Teams don't need that much time. After that, I get why you might need more. Because when they came down to the Broncos, if Colston Loveland or who is the other tight end? Warren.
Tyler Warren.
Penn. If either one of those guys would have got to the Broncos, our pick would have been 2 seconds long.
Yeah, maybe.
But neither of them got there.
But they would have taken a commercial.
We're crap, what should we do? Well, if the Ohio guys are going to fall to the second round,
right.
I mean, everyone takes commercials. That's just how it goes.
My point is that the minute they go to, let's use Denver as an example. Denver's on the clock, right? Just that Ohio State, or not Ohio State, that the Tampa Bay has just taken Ohio State wide receiver Egbuka, right?
Yep.
Denver's now on the clock. Oh, the pick is in. We're going to commercial. That's what they do. And I'm like, wait a minute. If the pick is in, then we need to know that. Why are we waiting? Suspense. Okay. But I'm like, that you're just wasting the time. You're wasting time.
They're not
The-
wasting any time because now Pittsburgh is
Pittsburgh
on the
was
clock.
on the clock,
Yeah.
and they were already moving.
The
They haven't
clocks
announced
run.
the pick.
The clocks
Okay.
run.
As soon as they say the pick is
back
in?
to back. So when the TV tells you the pick is in, the other team has already started
Okay.
their clock time.
Okay.
It is. I have looked this up because I was wondering about this 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago. I was wondering about this. I was like, does there actually stalls in between it? No, the TV broadcast does not dictate the pace.
What you're
of the
telling
thing.
me,
It is 320 minutes.
Got it. What you're telling me is that after Denver said the pick is in, Pittsburgh's clock started.
Yes.
Okay. We go a commercial,
when
and
they come back-
nothing happened during the commercial. Pittsburgh didn't put their pick in.
Not yet. No.
Why?
I mean,
They
just
could
didn't.
have, but they
Yeah, they might
didn't
have.
because commercial. This is what I'm getting at. Pittsburgh
No, no,
didn't
no.
take their
they
pick.
didn't do something because it was at commercial. You're not being shown what's happening.
Yeah.
It comes back from commercial. It says pick is in Broncos. Then the commissioner comes out on stage and he says, "What the blah, blah, pick? The Broncos take blah, 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 blah." And then it goes, and there's all this stuff at the bottom.
Right.
Friend,
We
Johnny
gotta
Barron,
put our
Texas,
hat
show
on
the
and do all this stuff. Yeah.
And then when it finally ticks over, it'll say Pittsburgh. 5 minutes and 12 seconds. 5 minutes and 11 seconds.
I got
5
it.
minutes and 12 seconds. Because all that time was already burned. Or it'll flip over.
Here's-
It'll say Pittsburgh's on the
Here's
clock.
my
The pick is
question.
in.
Here's my question. While we were at commercial, the pick came in, but we can't
Sure.
show it
And
for
they just
2.5 minutes.
They just delayed telling you. Well, what's the average commercial break during the draft?
2.5, 3 minutes, probably. 2
I think
minutes.
so.
Absolutely.
I guess like a minute and a half.
I'll bet it's more than that. I'll bet it's 2 minutes. That gives you 4 30-second commercials, or a minute and 1 minute, one minute and 2 30 seconds, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know. You'd have to look
The
it up.
average time between NFL draft picks when commercials are factored in is roughly 9 minutes and 5 seconds. That's between being told to being told. If there are no commercial breaks, every time you draft picks is roughly 6 minutes and 54 seconds. I don't understand how that changes. Oh, this is old. This is dated. Oh, okay. And the time between picks can vary depending on the round, when and whether there are commercials. Yeah, 9 minutes and 5 seconds.
And I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is there has to have been a time during this draft and every draft when the second team, where we already went to commercial, and I know they're on the clock because the other pick was in, we went to commercial before we announced the previous team's pick, where the other team had their pick ready to go. And we could have been going faster, but we're not because we have to have commercials. That's what I'm getting at. This has to have happened. You can't tell me it didn't. I know it did, but we're not shown that. What we're shown is this team's on the clock. Well, now when we come back from commercial, the pick is in. Well,
Right.
It was in before that. We just can't do it during commercial.
Just delaying the telling of information.
It's
not. That's it.
Well,
you're just talking about the presentation. It's the presentation
the
of
draft
the information
could
is
have been
delayed
faster.
based on no.
Yeah, it
Not
could have.
necessarily.
Absolutely. We had to wait through commercial to get the pick is in.
You know
How is
what?
it not? How could it not have been
Hold on.
faster?
Hold on. You're absolutely right. If picks 1, 2, 3, and 4 go, we got it in. We got it in. We
Right.
got it in. We got it in. We got it in. And then the next guy goes, I'm going to take my whole 10.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be faster. So if anybody takes their whole 10, if 3 teams, 4 teams, 10 teams take their whole 10, then it will not be any faster.
Well, that's
The
not.
delays
That's
in recording
irrelevant to
won't
what I'm
back
saying.
Up the time.
That's irrelevant to what I'm saying. What you're saying is
and it was faster this year.
Yeah, well, what you're saying is if everybody takes all 10 minutes, it will be the slowest draft ever. You're not wrong. You're absolutely right.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if one person takes a full 10,
They do.
then all those people being backed up against each other eventually spaces back out.
What I'm
in
saying,
terms of total time.
but it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, which is if you put a commercial in between 2 teams who have already picked, oh, they picked this guy, we're going to pick this guy. But we got to wait for commercial to come back before we can tell you who they picked. Then that's where the delay comes in. And we could have been much faster. But we weren't because we have to have commercials. This draft
Right,
could have been, the
because
first round could have been
commercials
over
pay
in
for
20
the
minutes.
everything.
But no. I mean, I know,
Could
but
be-
I'm just,
I guess
I'm
it could,
exaggerating.
yeah.
I mean,
32 minutes if everyone took
32 minutes, right?
If everyone took half a minute, then it'd be.
I mean,
16
and I
minutes.
get the last 10 guys in the draft they're going to take a little more time. But that's what I was trying to say was, how come draft pick number 147, he only gets 5 minutes, whereas the other ones get 10 minutes? Don't you think that's an important draft pick? All draft picks are important. If I make this draft pick right, I get Tom Brady. If I make this draft pick right,
Yeah.
I get that guy. But I don't need the time, apparently. We'll just hurry up. Hurry up and draft a guy. Okay. That seems weird to me. It just seems like it's weird. It seems like the first round you'd have shit already on your board. These are my top 32. These are my top 50. These are who we want. If they're not there, we might have to search a little, but we've only got 5 minutes. We'll do it faster. I don't know. It seems
Yeah.
backwards. It seems backwards
Yeah,
to me.
I maybe, but that's because you're assuming that the later picks are harder to make,
They are.
and it maybe
Because
for you and me, maybe,
you-
but maybe not for other people.
do you think that draft board in any of these NFL draft rooms, all 32 of them, do you think any of these draft boards have pick number 250 on there? No, they haven't researched who they're going to take at 250. That is absolute what they're doing. They got to wait until they see who's been picked. There's no way they could know who they're going to take at 250. There's not a chance. But they know who they're taking at 12.
Trying to find a picture of an NFL team's draft board. There's one here of Jerry Jones actually looking at his draft board.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like he's looking deep in. I mean, he's out there. So the problem is draft boards aren't based on round. They're
I get
based
it.
on people. Who
People.
you're going for.
Sure.
And I'm guessing that a normal NFL draft board has 100 people on it.
Okay. That takes us
All
through 3
separated
rounds.
into certain categories. No,
Right.
no. But it's your team, 100 people.
I got
your
it.
NFL draft board has 100 people.
But what
so
I'm-
if all
Hold on.
100 manage to get drafted,
Back up.
yes, you have nobody left, and you have to start doing some weird crunch research.
Let's okay. And I hear what you're saying, but follow me. If I have a cornerback on my draft board because I'm drafting 15th and I got cornerback whatever, cornerback blah, right? I also have cornerback blah and blah and blah because if he's gone, I want the backup. So those come right off the board. If you got 100 guys on the board, 4 of them come off after you draft that cornerback.
Understood.
So your draft board gets significantly smaller after 2 rounds.
Yeah,
because
but also,
you
it's
haven't
all digital.
researched.
It's
Yeah,
all digital. And,
I get it.
And wait, what do you mean you haven't researched? You have
You-
70, 80, 100 scouts working for your
Got it.
team. Yeah, it's been researched.
You-
Don't worry. You need to stop worrying about whether the NFL teams are efficient enough with
Oh
their
my gosh.
time. Because it doesn't matter. Yes, you might score a Tom Brady in the 6th round. You know how often that happens? Or 7th round? It
Not
doesn't
very
happen.
often. Not very often.
It doesn't happen.
You do,
So
what I'm trying to say is you don't need 3 days of NFL draft.
I do agree with that. Should be 2. I think 1st and 2nd round should be in one day.
There
I think
we
all
go.
The other round should be in the next day. And I think you can do the 1st and 2nd rounds both at 10 minutes each, start at 2 o'clock, and then do all the next rounds at 7 minutes each all day. But I think that actually it goes too long now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do all
right.
rounds 3,
This takes
5, 6,
if you
7
give them
at
that much
7 minutes.
time. I
You have
mean,
to
you
go down a
could. You could
lot.
start at 9 a.m., but they don't do
Because those picks are announced without, I mean, even during commercials.
that. Right. No, they do.
don't
You're
save
right.
Those
They
ones
come
for
back and
commercials.
show you who they drafted. Right. That's what
Just
I'm
the
getting at.
1st, 2nd, and 3rd round are the ones that are like held up.
That's what I'm getting at. There's
reporting is
such a
held up.
hurry to get 4, 5, 6, and 7 in those rounds done. I'm like, why? I mean, what if the 5th round pick is the guy I need, and maybe
What if
he's
the
going to be
first round pick
amazing?
is the guy you need.
He
and
should be.
and it-
You should be. You should have
You're
already
right.
figured that out.
Yeah,
There's-
you're right.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's you're arguing the what if 4, 5, 6, 7 is the guy when the more likely scenario is we know 1, 2, or 3
Right.
probably is.
But we know who we're drafting at
those
1,
are
2,
the
or 3.
picks you have to nail.
Got it.
Not 1. Sorry, I meant 1st, 2nd, 3rd round.
15. Yeah.
Those guys, yeah, versus
Yeah.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
Agreed.
Those guys are the ones you need to hit on. These guys back here, especially financially, you can afford to whip on a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounder. Not so much a 4th, but a 5th, 6th. If Shadur Sanders fails, guess what? You just made $50 million in jersey sales. Who gives a fuck if you pay him $1 million a year? It doesn't matter. Whip away. It's a good deal for you.
I wasn't even in the money part. We haven't even gotten to the money part.
But the money part is the driving
I agreed.
factor behind some of those
Agreed.
late game picks.
The money part is the reason why we have the damn commercials. Anyway.
It's true. And what pays for those nice green rooms that hold those
Yeah, those
20
all-
or 30 family members and players?
And
or
buys all
whatever.
those hats. And
Well, hey, the hats are already made. Like you can buy them like a week before on
Right.
New Era. You can go to any lid store and pick one
Sure.
up. So they just have extras floating around.
I mean,
I did read that the players have to buy who don't go to the draft have to buy their own hats. But they have like a
that's so stupid.
what is it? It's a like an employee code thing that they use. So they
Oh,
get
yeah.
them at super cheap.
Sure.
So so Shadur Sanders bought all those hats
Wow.
for this little display. He also spent, I think the reporting was like just under $700,000 for this big extravagant event,
Sure.
just to not get drafted.
Legendary.
Legendary stuff for
I
sure.
mean, it is what it is. I don't know. This is really all I got. I'm glad we got into that. This is really all I have for today. Do you want to talk about something else? You got to. I mean.
Nah, I got nothing else.
All right. We went long.
Talked out on the draft.
Right. We talked a lot about the draft. Well, we might talk about it next week. Some more. But anyway, because spring camps, are we at spring camp already? Isn't there like teams?
Rookie camp.
Rookie camps are going on. That's right.
Yeah. So not spring camp, but rookie camp.
Rookie camp, because later we'll do everybody, right? The OTAs and the.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll become a little bit later. Is Tyler Shook ready to play quarterback for the Saints?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Why did he go so high? Why was he such a big deal? Why was everybody invested in Tyler Shook? We watched him play at Oregon, and then watched him transfer to Texas Tech.
He
was
a terrible quarterback draft. Is all that mattered.
Is that why they needed a guy?
It's a terrible draft. Well, I mean, after you passed, what's his name in Dart, Cam Ward Dart, it shook Gabriel, Howard, Sanders, none of those guys moved the needle much for you. At least Shook's got 7 years of college experience.
That's true. He does have a lot of throws under his belt,
and he has a great size. For
oh
the
my
NFL.
gosh, that's funny. That's hilarious. By the way, I'm just gonna say this: that the best remaining overall pick is Seth McLaughlin from Ohio State.
He's still remaining.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why he's still on the board at center. He's a center, but his overall rank was 135. He's still on the board. There's a whole bunch of you can look at the best available still, and it's hilarious to look at because these guys didn't make it. They're not. I mean, they didn't get drafted. It's kind of weird,
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Xavier Restrepo, who was a big deal. He went to the Titans, though. See?
Yeah, he went to the Titans.
Yeah. Did he get drafted?
I don't think so. I thought he was a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent. That's what I'm saying. They show this whole list of guys that didn't get drafted, and it's just kind of funny. Isaiah Bond, some guys that you go, well, he didn't get drafted. I don't know. It's
yeah,
weird.
and that's just Cam Ward pulling the strings.
Kobe Bryant didn't get drafted either, by the way.
Yeah, that's surprising. There's a lot of guys that don't get drafted who are big college names, and then they just kind of fade away. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. I've never looked at the best remaining after the draft to figure out who's out there still. And, most of them get signed. Yeah, they get signed, and they're going to come to camp anyway. So.
Apparently there's when after thing's over, I was talking with you remember Charlie Tamapeo from Portland State?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up getting picked up by the Cowboys after the season. And he said that, or after the draft, and he said that his phone didn't ring for all the days of the draft. And the moment the draft ended, he got like 4 phone calls in like 5 minutes of teams saying, we'd like to invite you to this. We'd like to invite you to this. We'd like to invite you to this.
Yeah.
He's like, they literally just line up and wait for the draft to end and then just start blasting out phone calls.
And they didn't want to pay for anybody. So now they're getting them cheap. They're getting them on the cheap. We're going to take a look at you for free. Yeah.
I mean, and there's no commitment. You're not actually under contract. You're just invited to training camp.
Right.
Like most of the time. It's a contract through training camp.
Well, yeah, you're going to pay a little.
Same.
But yeah, same. But
same, but different.
But different. All right. That's all we have for today's show. I'm going to try and play this music. We'll see what happens, okay? Because I feel like it might be so loud that you can't hear me over the thing, but it is what it is. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank ESPN. We're going to come back next week. Sorry we were gone so long, but I'm looking forward to doing this on a weekly basis. We'll talk next week. We'll argue some more about some crap because that's what we do. Want to thank TNT and True TV for the audio earlier. This has been a Brain Rock production, a division of Lonely Tree Media. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.